The heart of Night Knot. Midnight. The Blue Barrel just shouted last call, and its patrons began finding their way home, or to the next best bar. Two men around their late 20s can be seen walking down the alleys on their way to another stop. One man stands still, reaching a nearby dumpster just in time to upheave some of the contents of the night. Are you okay, Maverick? You need to head home? The man next to him says, and chuckling slightly, yeah, I think I'll head back home and nip the hangover in the bud. Thanks for the night out, Carmine. I needed it for sure. The two part ways, and Maverick walks deeper into the shadows of the alley, taking the shortest path home. A skittering is heard on the walls, which causes him to look around warily. The sound subsides as he brushes it off. It couldn't have been anything, right? Suddenly, a sharp pain rings out from his midsection. He looks down and sees two things. The first is a figure stretching out of the darkness, difficult to perceive. The second is blood. A lot of blood. Maverick falls back against the wall, away from the figure, letting out a brief scream before another sharp pain can be felt on his right arm as he looks next to him. The figure, seeming to reach out of the shadows on the wall, another scream cut short by a slash and silence. Let's talk to our hunters for the day, shall we?
I figured that's what it was.
Hello.
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 Is it time?
You guys ready? Oh, not quite. I gotta switch over Enlil real quick. Give me a quick second. You are currently in emote.
And little emote.
And Lily Moat.
Let me get a comfy Enlil emote.
Oh, that'd be cute.
Anla in a sweatpants and a sweatshirt.
Alrighty.
For real.
Enlil and Noah. The two of you get a call in to Middle Tower at about 7 in the morning.
Oh god.
Usual time.
You know it's a job.
I am already there as I live.
It's true. You walk downstairs. Enlil shows up shortly after, being fairly astute, fairly punctual.
Mm-hmm.
And a little bit of time goes by, and the two of you see no sign of Steel, who is supposed to be your third member for this hunting schedule. What is taking him so... You know what? I'm going to call in somebody else.
Maybe he stayed up past his bedtime.
Maybe. Although he doesn't seem like the... I guess he seems more mature for his age, but we'll see what happens. Maybe he'll show up. Candace dials in a number, and a bit later, Wallace walks through the door begrudgingly.
Yeah, that checks out.
I thought I wasn't assigned for another week or so. Did something happen?
Steel is a no-show for whatever reason.
That's unusual.
Yes, indeed. Have you seen him at all?
Recently? No, I have not needed him for any research as of late, so I've not had the opportunity to meet with him.
We haven't seen him ever since he was released from the medical bay. Um, Worries aside, we have a job to do today. Last night, we had a single death in an alleyway around Night Knot. The scene of the crime is still intact, and police reports say it looks gruesome.
Night not again.
Oh my.
Yes, indeed.
Do we know the victim?
Well, thankfully, and Candace grabs a little baggie that is on her desk and brings it over to the circle of chairs in the blackboard and hands it over to Wallace. In the baggie is a bloodied ID that reads... Where is the name? Maverick, and then the rest of it is sort of smudged in blood. You can't read the rest of it.
Okay.
Well, with the picture here and the name, we have discerned that this is Maverick Johnson. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like it seems like he's living alone, and there's no sign of family in public records, at least living. So, we're flying a little blind today. We did figure out he works at a Celestine Manatech dealership in Night Knot, however. Might be able to ask around there if you need any more info. Basically, your group is going to need to be scouring Night Knot, sort of predominantly around the area, which is sort of at the heart of it. Lots of alleyways, lots of busy streets. In
A lot of
search
ground
for
cover.
yes. From the sounds of the crime scene, I don't know why. I don't know when this happened. This happened last session too, but Candace got a lot more Victorian almost. I gotta actually get back into her character. From the sounds of the crime scene, there's absolutely no way a human did this.
Go figure.
Yeah, well, that's what we're here for. Any other questions before I let you all get to it?
You mentioned that it was around the central area of Night Knot.
Yes.
All right. Is there any possibility that maybe the creature, whatever did this, may have entered in through the ridge?
There's certainly a possibility. It all depends on what the creature is.
We can't find any leads that might be a good backup.
Yes, certainly.
Now that we've seen creatures from Frostholm and Heliosphere, it's hard to expect what we might even come across.
Even as far as the Amber Forest monsters have come.
We don't know exactly what's bringing them here, or how they're traversing this far, or even what they would want with Lacrimosa in the first place, but I guess that's something to consider during the next group meeting. Any other questions?
Did we have a place of work for our victim?
Yes.
Yes.
They worked at a Manatech shop
Okay.
in Nightna.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. I think that pretty much does it. This, so far, is only being rated a 2-star mission. However, things could change depending on what it may be. But stay safe as always, and just keep your heads on a swivel.
We'll stay on our toes.
Keep your ear to the ground.
As best as we can.
Cool. With that, we have 2 start of hunt things to roll.
Oh boy.
Wallace, would you like to roll yours first?
Sure. Oh boy, I get 1 hold.
Oh boy.
One hold on connect the dots. Noah, would you like to do your
Alright.
roll?
I would, though I think I might have. I don't think it's a clickable roll, but it's. I'll try and.
Where is your?
You want to. It's under other moves, so.
Yeah, I just need to make sure I have
Did you-
everybody's shit open.
I'll
Did you
put
take it from another playbook?
I did.
There's an option in the moves that you can show other moves playbooks, or other playbooks moves,
Other
And you can-
playbooks. Here we go. Yeah.
and then you can find it and click it.
Excellent. I will be
Yeah.
right with you on that. Where? I wish these were in. Oh, they're in playbook order, not
I'll
alphabetical.
also make sure everybody is healed up
Mm.
properly to where they're supposed to be healed up.
We should be at
Plan.
0 harm, right?
Yeah, since pretty much everybody here should be at 0 harm, yeah.
All right. And unused.
We can jump this over. And
Yeah.
it doesn't look like
I'll
there's
just-
any actual roll thing, so just roll
I'll just
plus
roll sharp.
Yeah.
14.
Ooh,
Oh.
full success. Hold 2. Spend
It's
the hold to
double-
be
no,
where
it's
you
not
need to
double
be,
success.
prepared and ready. So, perfect. Excellente.
Jesus Christ.
Let us get started. We are in the morning segment. Where would you guys like to go, and what would you like to do?
Scene of the crime.
I
Indeed.
agree.
Alrighty, straight into the heart of Night Knot. To sort of put this on the map for you guys, if you look at the number 9 that represents like the Night Knot district on the map, it would be sort of just to the south west of it.
Okay.
So sort of a little bit into the back alleys from that main road there. And the 3 of you show up at the scene of the crime. There are a few policemen around just scouting about, making sure nothing gets messed with. You guys turn the alleyway after being led back by an officer, and you see this gruesome death that was spoken of. the corpse, or what is left of it, is diced and half eaten, is propped up against the wall, and there is whatever did this was messy about it as well. There is blood and gore everywhere around this corpse.
Well, that's a lot.
Wallace kind of pinches his nose as he walks closer, looking a little bit repulsed.
Are there any bones that look like they were cut by tools?
Hard to say.
Well,
I
Ella
guess.
will walk up to get a closer look and kind of ask around some questions and investigate the area, I suppose.
Alrighty. Roll me a good old fashioned investigate a mystery. Ooh,
Nice.
big
I'm just
dog.
never gonna get out of level 2, am I?
You don't need to. You roll god rolls anyways. Easy,
I
easy.
guess. Jesus Christ.
Hold 2. What questions would you like to ask?
Let's pull up that list. Let's see here. I'm gonna say, what happened here? I'm gonna try and see if I can investigate the corpse and see like what types of, like, was this claws, were these bites, was this tools,
Okay.
like how was this body disemboweled?
Wouldn't that be
Oh.
what sort of creature is it?
I suppose.
What
It
can
could
it?
be
I guess-
either.
We'll just.
I think it's a little more. What can it do?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So as you are sort of examining the corpse, you notice that all of the, like, there's very clean places where you can see like initial cuts were made. And then it seemed like from that cut, like, sort of lashes went out.
Okay.
This body was both chopped up excessively and gruesomely, and also partially eaten. But
Alright.
it definitely, if you had to guess, it would almost be like this was done more for the sport of it than simply eating.
So I might have missed it, but do the cuts look intentional or do the cuts just look random?
Intentional. You see,
Interesting.
like, cuts at the upper thigh, or cuts at, you see what's left of, like, an ankle with one of the, like, cleaner cuts through it.
That's interesting. And I'll point it out to the rest of the group that this doesn't look random. These cuts look intentional.
Monster playing with its food.
Could be.
Or perhaps a monster and a master?
That also could be. Ooh, I don't want to think about that.
My turn to
Let's-
investigate a mystery?
If you would like to.
I have a second hold, but if you want to
Oh, true.
go first.
You first.
Maybe what is being concealed here?
What is being concealed here? I'll give you this. You sort of notice that the way the buildings are in this alley, because as I've mentioned before, in Night Knot we're dealing with like semi skyscraper-esque buildings, not quite like how many tens of stories tall, but like 7 or 8 story tall buildings sort of all the way around.
They built up, not across.
Yeah. The way these walls are sort of built, it keeps out a lot of light from the area.
Interesting. Okay.
Enlo.
Alright, here's my attempt. Investigate. Every time.
This is so sad.
It do be like that.
Do I get to ask any questions?
You do not. You can mark one experience though.
Okay.
Suppose I will also roll. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything else I can do, so I will also roll investigate a mystery. Hey, I can take one of Enlil's questions.
Full success, 2 holds. What do you want?
I want to ask, where did it go? But sort of looking for point of like where it's. You said it's an alleyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess both looking on the walls and on the ground to see if I can see any tracks of where it might have come from or where it might have went before and after the events.
Oh, you see you see spatters of blood across the wall. And you, as you sort of follow those, you see that they're not like on the wall, but they're on like the lower part and on the floor, kind of like in the corner. And you follow that, and you see that they go behind a trash can in the alleyway, and you pull the trash can to the side, and you see that the blood just sort of keeps going along that corner and then sort of peters out as the remaining drippings were gone.
So it's sort of left out the back way of the alley.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can tell that it is sticking more in the alleyways rather than heading out towards like busy streets. That is what you can tell.
And
Dare I ask for a small recap on the information we've gathered here?
both investigation mysteries, or just from
yours and Noah's?
Okay. Well, from Noah, we discovered that these cuts were very intentional by the monster, and that what was the being concealed here? I don't remember the answer to that one.
The alleyway is blocking off light majority, even
And
during
then-
the day.
Yeah. And then from mine so far, we've discovered that it likes to stick in the alleyways. And it looks like it hangs low to the ground, so it's probably not a flying creature.
Sounds like something that's afraid of the light,
That's what I was about to say, yeah.
which likely means another sewer dweller, if I had to guess.
Oh boy.
Do we see any sewer grates in the alley?
Yes. Uh, you notice one down towards. It's a little bit farther. Uh, than the sort of blood trail ends that Wallace was looking at. Um, but there is one nearby.
I will use my second hold to ask what sort of creature is it, but more looking for if I can get like a rough size maybe, or like um what kind of creature it could potentially be based on like if I can figure out size or anything like that based on what how big the sewer grate is or whatever. Just more general information.
Yeah, the sewer grate itself is big enough that it could fit like one of you, like something of humanoid size, uh, down into it, but not much larger than that.
Okay.
Can I check the wall behind the trash can that was moved, where the blood petered out?
Sure.
See if there's any like hidden door or something that they came out through or went back in through.
You start pressing on the walls of the building, and nothing budges.
Okay, just making sure.
Mm,
Do we want to check the sewers and see if we can find another blood trail, or do we want to go off and check his place of employment and see what kind of person he was as to why to be targeted?
mm. Perhaps in this scenario we could do both. I could
Okay.
go check out his place of work, and you two could check out the sewer as you are, Enlil, and you are a little more adept at combat.
Makes sense.
It's fair.
There's
Alright,
nothing. Well, I guess we. Never mind. Sorry.
I have the strangest feeling that Noah's saying that you two are more suited for sewer work. And all I can think of is just Enlo saying, that's fair.
I'm not really saying you're suited for sewer work. If there's anything I glean from his place of work, I will meet back here to see if, in case there's anything we missed.
You have my number, so
Of course, I will let you know if the spot we reconvene at changes. But if you run into anything down there, give me a call and I'll be over as quick as I can.
will do.
Okay. And then from there, I suppose we split off. I will go to his place of work.
Perfect. Sounds good to me. We move into the day segment as your guys' investigation of the alleyway comes to a close. Let's run Wallace first.
Okay.
You appear at the address of his place of work, and you see written on a sign in a bright, almost like Walmart-esque font. Like, it looks brand name. Celestine Incorporated. Manatech dealership.
I imagine this is like a bigger Manatech distributor by the way you described it then? Like a
Yes.
bigger franchise?
Yes, this would be one of the few sort of like Walmart-esque organizations that take place around the city of Lacrimosa. So,
Okay.
what do you do?
Um. Well, I suppose nothing's going to be accomplished from me being outside of it, so I will go inside, and I will look for any sort of manager or someone who is in charge, who's most likely to know Maverick.
You flag somebody down who seems to have like a different colored uh, name tag, and they come up to you and say, let me make sure I have my names all in a bunch here. Um, hello, sir. Can I help you with anything?
Uh, yes, I had a couple questions about someone who works here. Goes by the name of Maverick Johnson.
Oh, yeah, of course I know him. I just went drinking with him last night. I he hasn't come into work, so if you're needing him, uh, he isn't around per se. Is
Um,
something the matter?
well, we are trying to figure that out, I guess you could say. Uh, sort of looking into some things. What is his position here at your store?
Roll manipulate someone as you
Oh,
sort of begin prying this man for information.
oh no. Let's go.
Ooh, mixed success.
Better than last time. We'll
Mixed
take
success for
it.
manipulate someone. They'll do it, but only if you do something right now to show them you mean it. If you ask too much, they'll. Okay. Um, sir, I hate to admit this. You seem to be in some sort of important line of duty, but I can't just be giving it out customer or employees information.
Alrighty then. I will let you in on some details, but I'd prefer if we could be somewhere a little more private. to Talk, if you don't mind.
All right, that can be done. And he takes you to sort of the empty break room as everybody is currently working.
Well, uh, I work for a branch of the guild known as Middle Tower, and we are currently investigating the death of your employee, Maverick Johnson. And so I'm trying to establish any sort of lead that I can based on the information that we have.
Death. Oh,
Yes.
huh. Okay. Well, um, I guess I can tell you anything you may need to know.
Excellent. Um, so I guess I will start with my previous question. What was his role here at your store?
He was really just a helper clerk, just sort of getting by. Uh, Nothing too fancy. I was his working manager. Carmen, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
Yes.
I am Wallace. Um, and when you went out for drinks the other night, did anything seem off? Did he seem worried about anything?
No, not particularly. We drank and had a good time, and we were gonna go to another bar, but he ended up feeling a little bit under the weather on the way back, and so we split up and headed back to our own places.
Out of character question. How far is the alleyway from this store?
Um, fairly far. I would say this is still in Night Knot, but the store itself would be a bit further up the road, more towards the ridge.
Mhm.
But it would still be on the main road, just sort of right on the main road. So,
Okay.
it's a decent distance.
Okay. So I assume he headed home after he was feeling under the weather then?
Yes.
Might you know where his place of residence is?
I'm sorry, but I don't.
That is okay. I figured I'd try. Um, hmm. I don't imagine he had any problems at work.
No, he was always a fairly good worker. I can't think of anybody who outright just disliked him. Just a nice, honest dude.
Okay.
Well, as much as
Well,
I would like to be able to help more, I do have a store to be running, and I sort of need to process this.
of course, I'm sorry to interrupt you during your hours of work, but if you remember anything else, please be sure to give me a ring, and I'll hand her whatever business card Middle Tower provides us.
Alrighty.
And have a nice rest of your day. I'm sorry for being the bearer of bad news.
Well, don't shoot the messenger, as they say. I hope you have a good day too.
Thank you. And from here, I'd like to go to public records, but I will wait until the next segment happens.
Alrighty. Enlil and Noah. The two of you take the dive into the sewers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Pulling off the grate, you see a ladder that leads down. And the two of you take it. How familiar would you think your characters would be with being in the sewers?
Weirdly so.
Yeah.
I feel like I've used the sewers as an escape route too many times. Like more than I would want to have.
Makes sense. That's pretty fitting for your character.
Emma would not be familiar with the sewers, and I feel like she would be trying not to assume that Noah would be.
Aw.
Trying
As
to politely not assume this.
Trying very hard to not assume Noah is comfortable here.
the two of you enter down, and the sewers are fairly decently roomy. There's a sort of slight walkway, really only room for like single file. I would say it's only maybe 2 feet sort of walkway on either side, with the sort of aqueduct system in the middle, funneling all of the sewer juices around.
Sewer juices.
Sewer, isn't that a lovely brain picture? A nice mental
No,
image?
it's not.
Probably isn't great for your guys' noses either.
Yeah.
You guys hear as you come down the scuttling of what you can assume are probably rats and the such. Any sewer dweller that might be down here. Nothing immediately out of the ordinary as you get down. Although you do get a feeling.
A feeling.
It's like a very, very slight buzzing in your guys' ears. It is also quite dark here. So,
I figured as much.
what would you guys be doing to sort of light the way?
Let's see.
I don't think I would have anything.
Yeah. We wouldn't. There's not really anything that's the equivalent of like an explorer's pack that has like all of
I would
your
say
generic needs that people don't usually write down. Would we have a flashlight?
um
How about phone light?
oh
Yeah, do
yeah.
our
You guys do have the Manatech tablets. I would say they are able to cast a sort of dim light in the sewers. Nothing to really write home about, but you know, enough that you guys can see at least a bit in front of you.
all right. This is gonna be debilitating. And we don't see any sort of like for lack of a better term, disturbance on the ground that would have indicated something would have come down here and either gone into the sewer juice or across the catwalk area.
Not as far as you can tell. Other than the blood tracks from before, you guys weren't really able to find any like footprints or handprints or anything like that. Just droplets of blood left over from the corpse.
Got it. Well, let's walk a couple 100 feet in one direction, turn around if we don't find anything, and walk a couple 100 feet in the other direction and see if we find anything that stands out.
I guess so. I wish we had any sort of idea of what the creature is looking for.
That would be helpful.
At least with the salamander last time, we had an idea that it liked food if it was in a bakery.
Yeah. Been wondering if maybe it was if the kill was random or if it was maybe the creature was intelligent and was actively targeting our good friend Maverick.
So,
Because that changes our plan depending on if it was random or if it was planned out.
is now a bad time to ask if you feel like you've been fitting in Middle Tower?
I guess I should have seen this coming.
Hmm?
Well,
Seen this coming?
we haven't really had a good amount of time to chat since we all started at Middle Tower, but, you know.
Well, since we don't really know what we're looking for in this dark sewer hallway, seeing if something will jump out at us. We have a lot of time to
suppose.
just talk, I imagine.
Fair enough.
Unless some disembodied voice wants to interrupt.
You guys are good.
I don't hear one, so
You guys would
maybe
like to
we should just
chat?
keep talking and being unassuming and hoping something jumps out at us. Um,
If you guys would like
Seems
to
harmless enough.
use any kind of move, you guys are more than welcome to actually sort of
Yeah.
investigate the area or so on and so forth. But other than that,
feel like I've played my role fairly well in my previous missions, but whenever we get to combat and actually fighting the thing, I kind of feel out of place. I feel like everyone else seems to be much more in their element.
How funny.
Finding the thing, that I can do, but
I've been quite the opposite. I feel like it's such a setback for the early halves of these hunts. Although, as for fitting in, I don't feel like I've made any real connections. And also, there's the thought that Steel is missing.
been thinking about that too.
If one of our hunters could just go missing one day, it's one thing if they were killed in action, but you just
Missing. You don't think
could
that
be
has
in.
anything to do with what we're looking for, do you?
I'm not sure if the word convenient is what I'm looking for, but it would be convenient.
Well, certainly connect a few dots, but all right.
Makes me wonder who's next. I always thought it'd be me to go first. Being
Why
as
would you think that?
combat is all I seem to seek, as any form of talking to strangers. It's difficult to say the least.
Hmm.
My hands are suited for combat.
Well, let's continue forward and see what we can find. And when combat comes, I'm sure you'll have my back as I'll have your back before it comes. And I'm gonna investigate a mystery and see if we can find anything in this dank sewer. Come on, EXP. Nope, 11.
trying to fail. Oh my gosh! All right, hold 2. What do you want to ask?
Let's see here. I'm gonna. Oh, no, okay. I'm gonna say. Where did it go? Trying to see if we can find if it went down the sewers in the first place. Just make me
What do I
talk
wanna
to someone and
do?
I'll get EXP.
I want to
Just you find the resident sewer dweller.
Excuse me, Mr. Rat. Tell me everything you know about that body upstairs.
You do end up finding a corpse of some animal. It is hard to tell what it is, because it has been ripped to shreds.
Similarly to our good friend Maverick.
Yes.
We found another corpse.
That's a lead.
It is definitely small. It is not human.
Like an ROUS or something.
Like a what?
A rodent of unusual size.
Yes.
God.
I wasn't ready for that abbreviation. But yes, you do find a few things such as that suggest that there has been something down here.
Well, that's a start.
Uh,
Do we want to keep going,
Does
or
it
do we
look-
want to?
Does it look fresh? Do I have to investigate a mystery for that question?
Does it look fresh?
Oh, actually, I have another hold.
It's really
I can
hard
always-
to tell initially how fresh or not they might be, especially in like the dim light. But
Um, let's see. So I did. Where did it go? I always forget that successes give you 2 holds. Um, let's see. So I got where did it go? Maybe. Let's see. What happened here? Trying to see how fresh it is.
okay. You find a lot of the same sort of slashing marks and occasional bite marks, and those slashes sort of spring out into those smaller, like grittier slashes. Um,
When you say the slashes are springing out into smaller, grittier slashes, are you saying like if someone was to hit somebody with a whip that had like little spurs going out of the sides of it, type of a thing? Where we have the big middle one and then smaller ones on the side?
kind
I'm
of,
trying to
yeah,
visualize.
yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Okay.
It's like there's the central cut that looks clean, but then there's some lacerations springing out from that cut that
All
aren't
right.
nearly as clean.
Interesting. It's the same
Um,
cuts as before, though.
Also, um, a few of the ones you find do look fresh.
Well, that's fresher than upstairs. We seem to be on the right track.
The two of you start to hear that same buzzing that was in your head. It was just
What is
slight
that
before.
sound?
It starts to get a little bit louder.
Do you
Is
hear
this the
that?
point where I call up Wallace?
I think so.
Is that allowed, or do I
As
not get reception in
you
the sewer?
as you go to call, you hear the sewer grate slide and close. And you look down over there and you see that the light that was coming from up there uh, is gone.
Like somebody closed the open grate that we climbed down.
Yes.
Oh, good.
You go to call Wallace and there is no pickup. There is no reception.
Might I be able to act under pressure to jump and move that grate back open?
Uh, I will sort of give you this for free. You shoot back towards that ladder and climb up it, and you go to move the grate and it doesn't budge.
Doesn't
You
budge.
uh you get flashbacks back to your first hunt.
Um, can I act under pressure and see if I can remembering where we are in the sewers, if I would know where the closest other ladder to get up to the surface would be?
Um what role were you trying to do for that?
Act under pressure or
I would say
uh,
read a
something
bad
else?
situation
Okay,
would
yeah, I
be
could do
your
that.
best bet here.
And can I use one of my 2 holds from Man with a Plan to add +1 to that from
You
the
do that
beginning of the hunt?
retroactively?
Can you do it retroactively?
A lot of holds and stuff, yes, you can.
Oh, okay.
You need to
Well-
be it doesn't really. This doesn't. The the one with the plan uh doesn't give you like a +1. It just means you are where you need to be, prepared and ready
Oh.
on time. So
Oh, that's way better. Okay, never mind.
So for example, if you wanted to use that hold when you guys came in here, you could say, I'm going to use one of these holds. We have like a lantern or some flashlights, some Manatech flashlights.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah,
Got
that
it,
is sort
got
of
it.
how
Cool,
that works.
cool,
It's
cool,
you
cool, cool.
are gear-wise prepared for whatever
Prepared.
situation that you just
Okay.
dropped yourself in.
I will. Sorry, first time using it, so cool. I'll read that bad situation though.
Alrighty. Roll me some plus sharp.
5 EXP.
There it is. The XP wanted so bad.
Yeah, except for this is a very bad place to get the 5.
You start looking around and trying to get a read on the situation, and
It is very
you
dark.
start to panic a little bit.
Let's see here. No, it wasn't that way. Man.
We need light.
We need light.
I don't. If we had to add up, I would guess.
Let's see here. And the sewer grate isn't moving as though something is blocking it.
Yes.
It's
Something is blocking it.
It feels like it is simply stuck, like it is frozen there.
like it's frozen in time. I've seen it before. Although
Seen
it
it
was some
before.
sort of ghost that did it last time. An incorporeal being.
Oh,
Which
good.
means, is there anything to hide behind? Anything that can obstruct vision?
Roll me a
some
read about
nice sewer
situation,
juice.
Enlil.
Oh, buddy.
I will give you this. The things that are immediately seeable is like every so often, there are these like archways that are small indents into the wall. So instead of like the 2-foot walking gap, you would get more like it pushes into the wall like a 1.5 feet or so.
And we
just
huddle
these
inside
small,
one of those?
yes, just these small cubbies.
All right. Against the wall.
Be silent. They can react to sound.
The two of you, both of you roll act under pressure as you try to conceal yourselves.
And
I am going to... There's not much of a hard choice I can give here, so I will simply give a worse outcome. Enlil, you swear you see something as you are pressed against the wall. It is terribly, terribly hard to make out in the darkness. And even without the darkness, you get the feeling that it would be hard to perceive. Something moves. I wouldn't say walks. Over the other side of the sewageway. on the walkway aside from yours, and it stops. It does not seem like it has taken notice of you, but you have certainly taken notice of it.
Perfect silence.
I want to look at something real quick. You have
Steady breathing, perfect silence, sword not drawn.
yes. I was simply taking a quick peek at stats to see something. What do the two of you want to do?
I want to wait silently for 50 seconds.
And it's stopped on the other side.
Yes.
Surely it'll walk somewhere. Or it should just disappear after 50 seconds.
You
I
hear
am following Enlil's lead.
Okay. Both of you roll me another act under pressure.
Phasmophobia real.
Can I reaction help out to try and bump that up to a 7? not, that's fine.
No.
Okay, cool.
Enlil, what do you think would be the most likely thing that you would do to accidentally draw this thing's attention as the two of you are trying to sit here?
I feel like I would try to very quietly draw my sword. And just the first clack of the sword being drawn, because it sort of snaps open, just the very first part of it.
That tiny sound brings this thing's head, or what you think is its head, its like top part, towards the wall, and you see two beady white dots in the center that seem to, they don't glow necessarily, but they look like tiny holes in the darkness. It begins to grow closer.
Trying to remember all the things.
One of you two.
I
like to
grab
do
Noah and
something?
run.
All right, we're running.
What role is this?
I will say, Enlil, you act under pressure.
And dare I ask, do I get a +1 for running?
Yes. That's with the +1, isn't it?
Can I help out?
Yes, you can. So you have technically not taken your move.
Well, the greatest support there ever was.
Now, you've put me into you have put yourself, I guess, into a fun situation. You start pulling Noah and shooting down the sewage ways, And as soon as you start going, you hear the slide of what sounds like a blade against the rocky ground, and then nothing. And Noah, you take a slight peek back, and you see those two beady white eyes keeping pace as you guys are shooting through the sewers. Enlil, you try to get over one of the waterways, turning to the right and seeing that it sort of ends abruptly. You try to get over it, and as you are getting over it, you start to slip. Noah steadies you. You have a split moment here, and here is your hard choice to decide if you want to falter and continue to trip and pull Noah over to the other side to safety, or if you push back against Noah and you end up on the other side of the waterway standing instead of Noah. Noah would be knocked down towards the thing that is coming at you. So basically,
Yeah.
who do you want to
know that
put
I'm
closer?
I know that I make 100 calculations per minute, but dare I ask if my sword is still on my waist? Or did
Yes.
that fall?
It did not fall.
Well, it doesn't influence the outcome that I would certainly trip to throw Noah over.
You trade places with Noah, and you end up on the ground on the other side. And you look up to see those white eyes in front of you. And you feel, you have one armor, correct?
Yes.
You feel a pain from your right shoulder as something enters it.
I draw my sword and hit back.
Take one harm, and yes, you may now both take an action.
Can I do another, would this be act under pressure or read about the situation to see if I can find another sewer grate?
That would be read about situation, as one of the things is, what is my best way out?
Alright, yeah.
Among other
I'm gonna do that with
important
my
questions.
action. 10.
10, a full success. Hold 3.
What is my best way out?
What's your best way out? You see the you see an exit of sorts in the distance as the docks. It is a straight shot from the cornerstone that you just got over to the you can see like a circular hole with a few bars that are far enough apart that somebody could probably fit through it.
Okay.
It would be getting to the end of the sewers.
Is there light coming through any sort of pipes in that direction?
The light are coming through the end of the sewer.
Okay, cool. What is the best way to protect the victims? The victims being Enlil at this point. It was being bared down upon.
You remember back to the alleyway, and how it seemed as though, of course, even now this thing is covering itself in darkness, or is staying around darkness. If there was any way to make a bright light, you feel like it may have some sort of effect.
Okay. And are there any other dangers we haven't noticed?
No. The only immediate danger is whatever this thing is that is after you.
Excellent. So, how far is the end of the sewers?
I would say where you guys have walked right now, you guys are what would be on the surface, like probably about 3-4 blocks away.
That is a long distance. And the roof is stone, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I do not have a good way of getting light in here.
I do, but I'm not sure if the difference between character and player knowledge is applicable here.
I am going to look back at Enlil and just say, I see the end of the tunnel. We can make it if we keep running. And I'm going to wait for her to get onto the other side of the stream.
Do I have to cross the channel, or can I just run on my side?
You would have to cross the channel. It comes to like an X, and the way to the right is a dead end, and the way forward is the way to the sewers. So you would have to get over it.
Getting over it.
This thing is also, as you know, right on top of you.
Noah, cover your eyes. Can I angel wing straight over to Noah's location?
Yes you can.
In a bright flash of light.
A bright flash of light covers the entirety of the sewers for but a moment, and you hear a hiss come from whatever you were next to, and by the time you appear again, the shadow has already reclaimed around the creature, but its beady eyes are facing down towards the ground, and it's sort of shaking its head slightly.
Now we run for
Run.
light.
This way. And I steer towards the docks area, the end of the sewer.
Are we out of danger?
As you guys get about halfway there, and you hear a screech echo down the hallway, and then you hear it end down one of the corridors to your left as you were running, and
So it jumped.
You take a quick look, and it is now hurtling from down that direction towards you guys.
Changed place?
Yes.
We got company.
You go look back, and there is no sign of the one that was behind you. you guys are going to have to do something to fend this off. It is hurtling to cut you off.
Would you say that shooting a shotgun would create a flash of light very briefly at it from the gunpowder flash? Or could I take one of the shotgun shells that I have and kind of ignite the powder to make more of a flash than a propulsion?
Act under pressure. You got quick hands.
Sure. Ten.
Full success. As you are running, you slow down for just a second to get this prepped, and as it is sort of coming out of the corridor to your left, you fling your hands up and light it, and create this bright flash as the gunpowder goes up in flames, and it reels back and hisses again. You see it now in more of its entirety. It is humanoid in nature, but it is crawling around on all fours.
Oh, good.
Its face and body and all the parts of it are somewhat hard to make out still. Almost as if it is, like, covered in Vanta black paint. It is hard on the eyes.
Yeah.
It reels back, and you guys continue to make your escape. And you see, as you start to get closer towards the light coming out of the tunnel, it start to back away. It stops its pursuit.
Is this the point at which I stop and turn back and watch? Is it just waiting and staring at us, or is it retreating into the darkness?
It seems to have vanished. It is already extremely hard to see in the dark, and now from a distance, it can simply not be seen.
Well, time to pull out my tablet.
Or are we down by the wide docks now?
Yes.
Oh my god, we got distance.
You ran down the main sewer line. I figured you guys were already exploring for a little bit, so it wasn't
Yeah.
too far-fetched.
Can I get my tablet and call up Wallace?
Yes.
Wallace, are you there?
Hello? Enlo? Did something happen?
Can you meet us at the docks?
The
We're
dock?
a little out of breath. And we had an encounter with the monster.
Oh, I will be right over, although I suppose it'll take me a second, so take that time to regather your bearings.
Yeah.
And Wallace will run over to meet them.
Before you end up hanging up, Enlil, you feel that wound that you got earlier. You feel like it exploded a little bit.
Got worse?
Yes. The best way to describe it is it feels like those smaller lacerations looked. And
Divergent fist.
it has around where the original, what looked to be a stab wound is on your right shoulder, there is a little, like, 6-pointed star of smaller lacerations that cut out from it.
Where's James when I need him? Is he
Take
having a day off?
take one more harm. It does not feel like it is going to get any worse.
So I'm not unstable?
You're not
Maybe.
unstable, and it doesn't feel like that it is going to do that again.
Oh shit! Did it
Some
get
sort
you?
of delayed bomb type of thing? It stabbed something into me earlier.
Is this something that I hear on the phone before it hung up?
Yes, you would have probably heard Enlil exclaim something in pain as it expanded.
And then did she just explain like what happened?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you get a good look at what it was? Can you describe it to me over the phone?
Surprisingly, I think I can describe a lot of it.
Okay.
I've seen a similar creature before.
Oh.
It's on my first hunt for Middle Tower. We encountered a type of ghost that was haunting a house. It likes to lock the doors when it's hunting. To be specific.
Yes, I remember the hunt. Are you saying this is similar?
It's similar, though a different type of ghost. This
I
one
see.
was extremely fast.
Extremely fast. How so?
Well, I thought I'd been outpacing just about anything at this point, but I couldn't outpace this one. And it got me in the shoulder. And
Interesting.
when it did, the wound wasn't so bad at first, but later, it almost exploded.
I see.
Also, most importantly, it seems we were right about it not liking light. It hissed and reeled in the light.
Okay.
And one more thing. It seems to be able to change locations, some form of teleport. I'd be willing to say there were two of them if the first one didn't immediately stop after screaming, and a second one screaming and immediately starting. It had to have been the same one.
So it can move from different locations in the darkness?
Maybe.
I see.
Perhaps,
Okay.
much like the one previously was haunting a house, this one is haunting the entire sewers.
Okay.
It looked humanoid.
Looked humanoid. Okay. I will make note of all of that, and I will be right over. See what you can do to take care of the wound for now, I suppose. And then after I hang up, I'm gonna try this one again, and hopefully it doesn't
Oh
go
no.
badly.
No.
I want to call up one of my net friends while I'm on the way to the docks.
Okay. Roll me plus charm.
Oh, you know how charming this lad is. Okay.
Big success.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Thank God. Hold on. Let me come up with a name real quick.
No more bridges burned.
Or if chat wants to give a name, I'd also be willing to take that suggestions.
Alrighty. Anybody listening
Jammer
in
96.
got a name?
Oh no.
Was calls the fastest neck. I do like Constantine. Nick Nicholas. that. I like that a lot.
Hmm. And Constantine is also good. Okay.
Constantine
Well,
Nicholas.
um Con-
He goes by his gamer tag online.
fastest no. All right. Their name will be Constantine Nichols, and
Okay.
they are an expert on the paranormal, I suppose. And I'm going to call them up and describe to them what Enlil told me. Hey, Constantine, are you busy right now?
No, not currently. What's the matter, Wallace?
I have run into a ghost while on the job, and I was wondering if you might be able to help me out a little bit.
Perhaps. What do you
And
need?
then, well, while some acquaintances of mine were in the sewer, they encountered a humanoid ghost that appeared to react in fear to the light. It seems to be afraid of the light and reacts badly to it. It seems to be extremely fast and capable of moving quickly in the darkness. And when it attacks someone, there is some sort of delayed reaction where the wound will later expand. Does that sound familiar to you at all?
I believe so. Let me. If you can get me a picture of it, even just a drawing, I can sort of finalize the conclusion. I'm between a few options right now. If you can just get me that drawing, then I will be good to go. Of course, you know where I am. Down in South Ward. Just
Of course.
head down there with that picture when you get the chance, and we will see to it. I should be able to help you guys out.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the help.
Yes, of course. Anytime. Keep up that blog, Wallace.
Will do. I'm going to hang up and meet up with the gang.
Alrighty. 3 of you are together at last.
Find anything out at the place of employment?
Not anything particularly interesting. My next plan was to head to public records to find a place of residence, but I think I might have something more pertaining to the monster. I was able to get in touch with a friend of mine who knows quite a bit about the paranormal, and if we can get a drawing of the ghost you encountered, they will be able to help us.
I can try.
Do you think you'd be able to draw from memory, Enlil, or in Noah, of what
I got
you
a
encountered?
barely good look at it.
If you give me a piece of charcoal, I can just darken the whole paper. Yeah. It was
Uh,
humanoid and it was black.
Well,
Very dark.
Okay. I I will hand her my tablet to, or I will hand both of them my tablet to do the best recreation of the ghost they can.
I feel like I
Alrighty.
would just hand the tablet to Noah. Just
This is not a me problem. All right. Just give me a flat up and down, just sharp roll, as you sort of do this from memory.
7.
Good enough.
All right, mixed success. You do
Actually, fair.
a fair job of recreating this thing.
It's a very dark creature in the dark. A
Yeah.
7 is pretty par for the course.
Yeah.
Okay. This will do, I hope.
That's about as much as I could make out.
Yeah, it's understandable given the darkness you were in, but I think we can make this work. They are over in South Ward. So I suppose that'll be where I plan to head to next. Do we have any other ideas on where we might want to head?
I would like to go to an infirmary.
Yeah. I think there's some stuff that I'd like to pick up at Middle Tower for equipment for next time we run into this thing. We
So
were caught very off guard.
I can imagine. So then I suppose we will split off again. I will head
Unless
to.
there's somewhere closer to here that I could stock up. Like maybe using one of my holds.
Yeah, if you so desired.
Yeah, I'll burn one of my 2 holds to find somewhere that I can find like almost road flares,
Okay.
that type of thing. Something that'll burn bright and relatively long.
Okay. So I will say the biggest thing for Wallace's role was that for the mixed success, I was going to have it be going to take some time, or you'll have to do part of it yourself. So
Okay.
we will. Enla's going to go get treated. So daytime was sort of your guys' investigation of the sewers and the victim's place of work. Shadows is going to be mostly spent doing this prep work. Noah, you head back down towards the docks, and you remember a place from your last hunt or the bone docks. You remember a place from your last hunt that was sort of stocked up on these sort of things. So you find like a bucket of road flares, and you help yourself to a few of them. I will say you have somewhere around, let's say, 7 of them.
Okay.
And being who you are, you sort of help yourself and go on your way. Enlil, you managed to make it back to the infirmary with Jackie, and Jackie is able to treat your wounds partially. You can take off 1 harm. And as you are there, he says, "This is peculiar. I haven't really seen something of this effect before."
Is it infected?
No, any sort of any sort of residue is gone. Calling it an infection would be wrong. You said it just blew up after a delay? Something along those lines?
Yeah, after about a minute.
This is intriguing. From the sounds of it, you guys are dealing with some kind of spirit, but I've never heard of such things happening with spirits. Perhaps this is a little bit more dangerous. Well, just keep on your toes and make sure that no one else really gets hit by this. I'm sure you take it much better than anybody else would have.
I was thinking the same thing.
Well, I think that just about does it. If you guys need to spend any more time back here, I can fix you up as need be, but hopefully you don't need that to happen.
Let's hope.
Finally, Wallace, as you are sitting with Constantine, you show up to her place, and how do you imagine yourself interacting with them? Starting from, like, getting to their front door.
Because they're probably someone I would know a little better than maybe someone at Middle Tower, I'd be a little more relaxed and casual, like as I would with like a friend. And so I come up and I knock on their door, tablet in hand, and I suppose like a binder or something, and another just in case, like, or a notebook with a pen so that I can write anything else down that we might need. And when dealing with her, it's usually sort of like a relaxed atmosphere, especially when we're working together. But still some level of professionalism when we're doing research and stuff.
Okay. Hearing the knock at her door, you hear sort of a clambering over certain objects, and you hear like 4 locks unlock on the door, and then the door is pushed open slightly, and you see a short, sort of dark red haircut and 2 big round glasses lenses poking out from the doorway. And as soon as she sees it's you, she opens the door the whole way and is like, "Oh, Wallace, of course, yes, come in."
Thank you. How are you doing today?
Been busy. There's been quite a bit going on around here. A lot of ghost sightings, and she does big air quotes, that I have been sorting through, trying to get rid of the rubbish. So do you have that drawing for me? And she clears out a seat of like useless junk and trash and just sort of like presents a hand for you to sit.
Yes, right at home. Of course, I'll pull up the drawing on the tablet and set it down on the table as we sit down.
She takes out a binder of her own. That's like a nice, like 2.5, 3-inch binder, and just starts skimming through it. And she keeps looking back and forth between the picture and the book, or in the binder. And then finally you hear her smash her hand on like one of the pages. It's like, this right here. A shade. Although there's parts of this that don't line up. For example, the explosion of small lacerations. That's not something that they would normally do. The rest of what they can do is out there. I believe your friend said something along the lines of they can teleport, which they can. But there is a catch, and it has to do with they have to be in some sort of shade or shadow, and also their the place that they will appear has to be in some sort of shadow. That is the requirement as far as my notes go.
Okay.
But yes, this is what you were looking for. I believe you already know from your allies that light should be the thing that will help you here. I do warn you, however, while they are much more visible and they will reel at first to any kind of bright flash of light, they get quite a bit more aggressive when they're in the light. They will no longer really try to run away if they're backed into a corner like that. So if you all manage to do something like that, just be prepared.
Of course. I trust that my coworkers are capable in combat, a little more so than I am.
Most excellent, because from the sounds of it, you'll need it. And she closes the binder and just sort of looks around at a bunch of the papers that are sort of around on the table. And you've noticed a lot of them at this point too, just a bunch of those ghost sightings that she had mentioned before. There is something happening. There has been for a while now, and the longer time goes on, it seems the more and more of these spiritual sightings we're beginning to see. I wonder if it is something to do with the town or the city, because of how spirits manifest in the first place. Strong emotions, dying while in high concentrations of mana. But realistically, thinking about it, there shouldn't be such high concentrations anywhere in the city. I mean, we do use mana conduits to send mana from one place to the other, especially from our from the temple of the Daughter of Water, where most of the mana crystals are sort of broken down to power the city. But other than that sort of processing plant, I don't imagine why we would be having this outburst of spirits. I cannot put my finger on it. So if you happen to find out anything on that front, hit me up, bestie.
I will do so. Of course, in return for you helping me out, I will be more than willing to help you out with your work. Would you say this outburst in sightings has started around, say, a few months ago, maybe?
Well, there hasn't been much of a spike for a while, really. Honestly, it's been something gradual over a very, very long time. Not really any immediate spikes. So, perhaps something different than what you are currently thinking.
Interesting. Well, in that case, I will keep an eye out and I'll let you know about anything that I discover on my.
Yes, of course. Have a good rest of your evening and happy ghost hunting, I guess.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your help as usual in these things that I'm not so well versed in.
Oh, yes, yes, of course, anytime. And she pushes up her glasses and stands up and sees you out.
Excellent.
The group regroups back at Middle Tower. What is your next plan? We are officially in the sunset. The sort of I normally put this into like 7-ish, 8-ish o'clock in the evening.
Mhm.
Sort of that time slot. So
Okay.
what
As
do
we
you want
get
to do?
back to Middle Tower, me with uh, notebook in hand, I will reconvene with Enlil and Noah and update them on all the information I got from my good friend Constantine. Um, and
Learn that it's not a revenant.
it is not what you encountered on your first hunt. However, I think I might have a plan for dealing with it.
Does it involve
Being
a lot of light?
Yes, as that would probably be the best way to deal with it, since if we are able to if we are able to keep it in light, it should keep it from being able to teleport away and catch us off guard. And so, if we are able to back it into some sort of corridor or corner, or how many players would you say are like in this bucket that Noah has?
I happened to acquire 7 of them.
7? Okay. Uh, if we're able to, I don't know, either light up a decent part of a corridor or perhaps even somewhere near the sewer grate or near the sewer end by the docks that you were able to exit, we are able to light up a significant portion of that it is limited on where it can go. I think we'll be able to deal with it. Although it might be nice to have other tools just in case, maybe some sort of brighter flashlights or something.
I had a question. Is there a place in the mission board sheet that says what items that have been made by Middle Tower are in use and or what is available?
Oh, everything should be available. I think I forgot to actually
I'm looking for the list of
do
created items and I
that.
can't
There are
find.
2 created items right now.
There was
There is the
the
imp suit.
invisibility one. Yeah, the
Yes,
imp
there's
suit.
there's the imp skin, and then there is the um, fungus canisters,
That's
uh,
right.
which
Neither of which I don't think help us too much here.
Well, the imp skin might, because if
Hmm.
we can turn invisible and it can't detect us, then we might be able to use 2 of us to bait it into a corridor and then have the person who's invisible make light behind the corridor.
It seemed like it reacted more to sound than sight,
That's fair.
though I suppose in the past the creature did need some sort of line of sight to begin chase. Maybe it could work. It would be a sad thing to bet one's life on, but
Indeed.
Hmm.
if
Could
anything can increase our chances.
Yes, we could distract it with some louder sound and have someone follow behind and try to sort of cut it off.
You said that it's drawn to sound?
Or
Could
that's
be, as
at
far as
least
I know.
Well, we could find a nice spot to set up shop and then, I don't know, shoot a gun into the water, making a very loud sound that would echo down all of the hallways and call whatever shade to us after we're all set up. Could work.
that could work. Um, you said so. The requirement for it to teleport, it has to start in like darkness, right?
yes, it has to be in shadow, and it has to appear somewhere else in shadow.
Okay.
Can only go from shadow to shadow.
Yes.
Those
And
shadows do not have to be connected, as far as we know.
No.
I imagine Middle Tower has some good working flashlights that we could take with us, right?
Yeah, I'm sure that Ellie would have a few down there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
Although we could
in
get like
addition to
floodlights. That'd be good.
flood.
But very unrealistic
Yeah.
for us
Mr.
to
Sun would
find.
have
And,
some.
oh, I'm sure he would. Holding out on us.
Let us. I think it would be a good idea as well for each of us to be carrying a flashlight just for our own sakes, and in
Makes
case
sense.
something goes wrong with the flares, I guess.
Yeah. I'm gonna give each of you guys 2 flares,
Okay.
and I'll keep 3 for myself.
Uh, I think that about settles it for a plan of action.
Cool.
So, who's going to be the runner? And who's going to be the chaser?
I know the tunnels pretty well.
Yeah, it might be best to have. Uh,
I
hmm.
think I could do quite well as bait. Although, if it turns,
Yeah.
I could be a additional bait.
You did that thing where you made a big flash of light and then appeared on the other side of the stream. How often are you able to do that?
uh, I don't exactly keep that tool on me regularly.
Okay.
So, would you want to be the one chasing the shade then, Noah? Or would you like to be leading it since you know the tunnels better?
I think me leading might be a good idea. And then maybe Enlil chases behind while you, Wallace, set up where we're chasing it to.
That works for me.
And would I know of a nice dead end that we could chase it to?
Why not chase it to the docks?
I don't think that it'll follow towards the light area. And also, I don't know. Well,
We did actually
we
find a
could.
dead end while we were down there.
We did find a dead end while we were down there.
It's true.
That's 4 blocks of movement. Would I know of a closer entrance to the sewers than the docks we exited through
Oh, yeah.
that would get to that dead
yeah,
end?
there's definitely more of those sewer grates sort of
All right.
around.
So, and I'll pull. I assume there's a map of Lacrimosa in Middle Tower.
Yeah.
And I'll just be like, so there's a grate here and here, but I would recommend this one.
Okay.
And that will take us very close to the dead end where we can have Wallace set up while Enlil, you can don the imp suit and go invisible if you'd like, or you can follow behind of your own volition. And I will make some loud noise and hope for the best.
Shouldn't you be the one in the imp suit?
If I'm the one who leading it,
Shouldn't I be leading it, considering it was able to keep pace with me? This thing is extremely fast.
I'll have
And
to
perhaps I should link this little thing of mine in my kit.
move. I see.
I have unnatural speed.
How good is your memory, Enlil?
Yeah. If I explain to you the pathing that we'll need to go, will you be able to recreate it?
I think so.
All right. Then I'll put on the imp suit, go invisible, and I'll explain to Wallace where we'll be setting up, and to Enlo what path we'll be going into the sewer and running to. So Wallace, you'll take this sewer grate and go down and set up here. Enlo will be taking this sewer grate and going down, catching its attention and running up this corridor, and then taking a hard right into the dead end.
Oh, God.
Not to increase tension, but could you say that one more time?
I repeat myself. Um, I point to the 2 sewer grates that Wallace will be going down to set up, and Enlo and I will be going down to set up our end. And then I will be invisible, and I suppose you would want to make the noise then.
Yeah.
To draw its attention. Then you'll run, and I'll follow behind. And if anything goes wrong, light a flare.
Okay.
That should give plenty of notice for everyone in the dark sewer. Is there anything else that you can think that we might need? Wallace, anything that you can think of that you'll need to set up?
Hmm. I will. Other than the flashlight, Nothing really comes to mind. Just
All right.
be ready to defend yourselves, because once we entrap it in light, it'll become far more aggressive. So we have to be ready for combat.
Let's see.
I
Trying to
finally
think.
scrolled through and found the info. I will post it here until I post a better spot. But I found the info for the imp suit and the sport
Oh, wonderful.
canister.
10 minutes of invisibility.
Okay.
Everything.
Everything
under it.
under it. So if you are,
Got it.
think of it as like a wetsuit of some sort. So
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you were carrying something on you, it wouldn't necessarily be hidden.
So the flares would just be floating at my hip.
Yeah. Still quite a bit less conspicuous, but
Yeah. And all my equipment would also be just floating at the hip.
Could wear it over the stuff, maybe.
I would say like the flares would probably be able to go under. I mean, they're not. Red flares
How would you
aren't
get them out?
too crazily big. Well, I mean, it's up to you,
You'd
I
have to-
guess.
Unzip the whole thing to get into the suit. Get them out. It would kind of defeat the purpose. All right. Yeah. I think we should be good to go then. I'll
Okay.
have my I'll don the imp suit, and I assume once the imp suit is on, one would use a mana crystal on the imp suit to activate it, or does it activate as soon as it's put on?
It would be you put in a mana crystal to activate it.
Cool.
It's like a battery.
Alright. All right, so I'll don the imp suit, and I will have the mana crystal ready,
All right.
and we'll go to our various starting points.
Okay.
The being up for like 26 hours is starting to catch up to me. Ugh.
Can only imagine.
Probably a good thing.
Yeah. Means I'm gonna pass out after this, but we got
Thank
some
you.
shit to do first. Let me find the correct song.
Where's that song from Angel Beats?
All right. Y'all moving on the offensive this time.
I will be right back real quick. I need to turn on my light.
Okay, I also need to do that real quick. Ugh. I don't know, keeping it off kind of keeps it, in character. It's immersive. Oh, that's a juicy sound. Alright. Gamers in the dark. You're gonna pass out and then wake up like 6 hours later. No! No!
No.
No! Okay. I'm going to restart the song for effect. Okay. You guys get to your various starting points above your grates. I'm assuming you guys are using your phones to sort of coordinate this.
Synchronize, yeah.
Okay.
Trying to think if there's anything before we start for me to use that second hold for bringing things to be prepared. But I can't think of anything.
Oh, what else could you possibly want?
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, I think we got everything.
You can also use it like spur of the moment.
Oh, we can use it retroactively. Okay, cool.
Well, not necessarily retroactively, but like
Or like if I say, oh, this situation seems like I would have thought about this and brought X.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish I would have
Using-
preferred I would have brought a getaway vehicle. Oh yeah, I did.
Maybe not that prepared if you're pulling it out of your ass, but
Bring
like
some dynamite to destroy the ceiling and let light it from above.
Oh, yes, property damage. I like that.
Taking
Uh-oh.
a move from Ash's playbook.
That's a little
More like
weird.
Mr. Sons.
Uh,
Yuck.
Yeah.
Alright.
I've been on missions with Ash for both my other missions.
Understandable. Alright. You guys get down and roll me, or not, don't really roll anything for me yet, but run me through what this looks like. Run me through
Alright.
what each person is doing to set up.
So, the plan was for me to direct Wallace to a sewer grate that would be very close to that dead end that we're setting up at. Wallace will set up some flares at the one at the front and one at the back of the dead end. And as well as some light and or whatever other things he wants to set up. Enlo and I will go about probably a block or two down to a different sewer grate. Go down. I will initiate the mana crystal and go dark. And then Enlil will make loud noise to draw out the creature, hopefully. And once the creature starts chasing Enlil, I'll wait 2 steps and then try and be behind the creature, following the creature and Enlil.
Alrighty.
We will then lead the creature to the dead end. Once Enlil and the creature are past the entrance, Wallace will light the flare at the end of the dead end, and I will light the flare behind them at the beginning of the dead end, and hopefully that should create enough light to prevent it from teleporting.
Alrighty, trying to sort of cut it off there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the plan.
and then I will also be shining a flashlight on it just in case.
Alrighty, perfect. Let's start with Enlil and Noah then. You guys are standing a bit deeper in the sewers. All 3 of you hear that sort of light buzz from before. And for Enlil and Noah, it is very slightly louder. Enlil, what are you doing to make noise?
I imagined in the pitch black silence, Enlo would start to sing.
See?
Yeah.
Excellent.
Don't you wish for death when you're feeling weak? Hardships aren't as hard as they seem to be. Sure, say that all you want, you're not fooling me with those words you never mean.
You start to hear that buzz in your ears get louder, and you hear a distant grate close.
Put the mana crystal in.
You vanish from sight. Roll me in Act Under Pressure as you try to sort of keep your lack of visibility, since you still have some stuff on the outside.
11. I'm just only being asked to roll cool and sharp today, and I have +3 in both, so...
Excellent. You're
Well, if
sticking
you want
to
to
your...
fail a roll, protect someone. I don't recommend that though.
Stick to your strengths, I guess. You, Noah and Enlil, you see the white, beady eyes from down the hallway, and they are, or down one of the corridors, and they are quickly making their way towards Enlil, who is sort of standing as a beacon in the middle of it.
A beacon of sound.
Mhm.
Time to begin running.
It's running at you, and then as you turn to run, you see it dart to the side into a side corridor. And you hear a hiss.
That's not normal.
Do we see any light around?
No.
Okay. Ready for a dumb question?
Hmm.
Wallace was at said dead end, right?
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Well, then I'm going to start running that direction and hope that it follows the sound of my footsteps, as I have only the slightest idea of what's about to happen next, and I think I've got this covered.
Uh-oh.
Wallace, what are you doing as you are sitting at the dead end?
Assuming at this point, would I have already like set up the flares, or would I be in the process of setting them up?
I would say you would sort of be partway in the process of setting it up, probably more towards finishing.
Okay, so I'd have set up the one that's at the entrance of the dead end, so like where they'd be first entering from, and I'd be as quietly as I can trying to set up the flare at the other end.
Roll me an act under pressure.
Okay, I was prepared for this.
I heard about this sort of thing. All right, roll me act under pressure with plus sharp instead of cool.
Oh, you hate to see it.
Oh, you really hate to see it.
No.
You are trying to get this like flare to stay still, and as you were trying to be quiet, you fumble it and it clatters to the ground.
Oh no.
You then hear a hiss, and Enlil and Noah, you hear it as well, come from in front of you as you see a dark blob jettison out of a corridor in front of you and head towards the dead end.
Okay.
This is not the plan.
This is very much not the plan. I'm going to light the flare that I fumbled and pull out my magnum in preparation.
Alright. You, Wallace, see the beady white eyes for the first time, getting closer to you quite quickly. And you see Enlil and Noah behind it. Well, Enlil much closer behind it than Noah.
Are we at the turn to the dead end? If he can see us.
Oh, that's true. It was a turn to over the dead end. So, then, no.
Perhaps we're just in a different part of this X shape. We're
Yeah.
coming straight at it.
Okay.
True. Yes. That
Don't worry, the
makes a
keeper
bit
wasn't
more
wrong.
sense. Yeah. So yes, coming at it from a different angle to that
Okay.
X. You see these eyes getting much closer than you, much closer to you. It is going to attack you. What do you do?
Okay. Can I light the flare to like temporarily blind it and then try to shoot at it? Or would it be one action and then I have to wait another turn for the other?
Roll kick some ass with a +1.
Kick some ass with a +1?
Yes.
Okay. I put the +1 in the forward, right?
Yes. +1
Okay.
forward.
Nice.
Mixed success. You deal some damage, and it deals some back. You light the flare and take the shot, and you see this thing take its front limbs and fling them in front of its eyes. And you see it burst out of the shadows into like the aura of light that your flare is giving off, and it hits you like a train
Gee.
and knocks you down to the ground. You successfully get a shot off. How much does your
Magnum does 3 harm.
Magnum does 3 harm. 3 whole smackaroonies to this thing. Alright. You don't feel any of the nothing cuts into you, but the blunt force of this thing hitting you knocks you to the ground, and you take 2 harm, and this thing is on top of you. You are staring into 2 white beady eyes on a human face that is like painted Vanta black with no mouth.
Okay.
And it is pulling one of its arms up, which you can see has turned into this blade, and it is pulled it up to attack you. Enlil, you are within sight and range of this thing.
Here comes my protect someone roll. And dare I ask, do I get my +1 for running?
Yes, you would. Also, since there is, I was going to say, since there is not someone, it is about to attack him, but has not, well, yeah, I guess this is fair. Mixed success. Oh, let me, sorry. And we'll protect someone. You protect them okay, but you suffer some or all of the harm that they were going to get. Okay. This thing reels back to go to stab it, and you just shoulder blow this thing off of Wallace. And it rolls across the floor and like sticks 2 of its bladed hands into the ground and skids across the pathway. It is now closest to the wall of the dead end. You guys essentially have this thing cornered, although since the flares back there are not lit, it is currently in darkness. Also, as you are knocking it off, you feel a cut sort of on your left palm. It is a 0 harm injury, but you can see that it is a cut, and you worry of what is going to happen soon with it.
Okay.
That is boom, boom. Noah, what would you like to do?
I'm going to run up and light the flare at the end of the dead end, the closest one to me and the furthest one from it, so that it is light shining into the dead end, but not from the back. Basically, the
Alright.
one that was set up, I will light, as was my role in the plan.
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
So I will continue with my role and light the flare at the end. And could I act under pressure and try and light a second one and throw it into the dead end?
Oh, I'm gonna have you act under pressure to do this whole sort of deal.
Okay, cool.
So we'll figure out what happens after you roll.
All right. Act under pressure. 7.
Mixed success. I will give you a choice. You either have the time to light one and throw one back where it is, or light the one that you were going to light.
Is it currently in shadow?
Yes, that is why you do not have much time.
I will light one and throw it at it. And so
Okay.
I will illuminate its position. And then next round there is one set up right next to me, and I'll attempt to light that one.
Alrighty.
So I will try and prevent him from getting out.
You see it hiss as you are lighting this. It hisses and goes to like sink into the ground essentially. And as you throw this flare, it seems to be like ejected from the ground, and it bounces up for a second and then claws back down. I will also say this part of the waterway, with how it comes in the dead end here, there is also not much as far as sewer goop here.
Okay.
It is a more dry, like higher area. So
That is very good for us.
yes.
Quite.
That would
It
probably have been what I would have asked to see if we could find is a place that has less water for a dead end. So that checks out.
It starts to like look at its surroundings and realize the sort of position it's in, and it lets out this ear-piercing scream. You then see it start to not really grow in size, but in definition, and that Vanta black look sort of fades a little bit into like a very dark gray. It is now very much more visible, and it is coming at you know what? It's trying to sprint at Enlil and Wallace. I think that makes the most sense here, since it is going towards the closer person. So it is running towards the two of you. It is now quite a bit more toned. New round of moves.
I'm not trying to have hand-to-hand combat with this thing. So. If it's in the light already, can I try to flash my flashlight at it, like in its eyes, to cause it to like maybe reel back or temporarily blind it or something?
Yeah,
Or is that not
Actor, I will have you, what is the best role for this? I would say this would be closest to help out, Enlil, if you would like to do something, such as, kick some ass.
Yeah?
Then, that would be something that Wallace could do to help out reactively.
Okay.
Sevens.
Helping out wouldn't really do anything.
Yep, that is a mixed success. As mixed as mixed gets. This thing lunges forward towards Wallace, who is still trying to sort of get up and off the ground. And Enlil, you jump into the way of it, and as it takes its swing, you take yours, and you find a clean mark in its midsection. And your blade,
Blade of flashing light.
yes, your blade flashes as you swing it, and you see this thing have a particularly potent reaction to your blade as you swing through it.
I had a feeling it would.
With that, you do not get out completely unscathed, as you feel another laceration on your left arm this time.
Oh boy.
You take 1 harm as it got a full hit on you.
Eh.
Noah and Wallace, what would you like to do?
Is the entire dead end lit up at this point?
Yes, like to the back of the wall.
Okay. So lighting the flare at the entrance to the dead end wouldn't really provide any more light than there already is, or would it?
Oh, pretty much. From
Okay.
what you can tell, from your instincts here, this thing has entered fight out of fight or flight.
Got it. All right. I will. How can we support here? I will. I guess I'll just take a shot with my 9mm. Because it's a little further away from me, right? Well, actually, they're both close.
Well, close.
I'll go
I wanna point out that close. Oh, I guess yeah, they are both close.
Yeah, 9mm and shotgun are both close as far as
Yeah.
range goes. I'm trying to figure out if I can get to a place that would be less in line with Enlil and Wallace to try and hit it from.
Yeah, I would say you are probably able to. If
Okay,
you're kicking some ass, roll some
Yeah, I'll
some
try
ass.
kick some ass
See what happens.
with the shotgun, I guess, because they're both the same. 3.
Oh,
Very bad.
that's your experience.
Yeah.
Huh. Yep. Mark 1 experience.
Yup.
This is very familiar from another timeline.
This creature, as you go to take your shot at it, are you firing with the shotgun, correct?
That is correct.
You go to fire, and you hear a click as you pull the trigger,
I get
and
to reload it.
no, there is a jam.
Oh.
And the click, and you putting yourself in a position like more to the side to get a shot on it, it
Yep.
flips over to you after having its little bout with Enlil and springs over towards you and gets a cut in your ankle. Take 2 harm as you
Yup.
feel the blade sort of cut into you.
All right.
Also, take a -1 forward on your next roll if you move at all.
Got it.
Actually,
Got
I will say ongoing if you move.
Ongoing if I move?
Yes, so if you move, you take a -1, kind of similar to how if Enlo runs, she gets a +1.
Got it.
Question.
Yes.
If I wanted to roll protect someone in this case to reduce some of the harm they'd be taking, like if I were, from my position, if I were able to shoot it and cause it to stagger a little bit, would that work? Or would it have to be a situation where I can also take harm from it?
I mean, we can always get creative with it. Have you... Oh, you haven't taken
Yeah,
a turn yet.
that's why I'm asking.
Yes, if you would like to, go for it.
All right. So, protect someone roll, right? Because
Yes, protect someone.
alrighty. Yeah. You hate to see it.
Man.
Well, that's a level up.
Have we all leveled up at this point?
Nope.
Just me and Wallace then?
Mm-hmm.
You take a shot over that way, and your shot misses its target, and it gets its full sort of attack in on Noah.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate.
This thing is currently sort of trying to trip Noah and put him in sort of the same situation that Wallace was in earlier. It is trying to corner Noah and take him out of the fight. New round of actions.
Fucking...
Oh.
It's still in the light, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about the imp suit thing. So that's probably cut by this point.
Yes.
My
you are.
my ankle is showing.
Yes, you are definitely no longer invisible.
Okay, cool.
Just wondering if I want to lead with kicking us or wait to protect someone later. I think it's ideal for me to wait.
Okay. I will try to shoot at it again to try to get it off of Noah.
That
So
being kick some ass.
Yes, I believe so, because
Okay.
in this situation, is Noah about to take harm? Like, is it trying to swing at him like it did for me, or?
It has yet to sort of make any move. It is sort of waiting for Noah to react so it can trip him up.
Okay, then I will try to kick some ass and get its attention back here.
Ready? You successfully get its attention, but maybe not in the way that you really wanted to, as it sort of backpedals from Noah and takes a swing down towards you, Wallace.
Is this when I can protect someone?
If you would like to, yes.
Please.
Thank God.
9.
Can I help out on the protect someone roll?
Yes, if you would like to. If
I'm
you would
going
like to, and
to-
you can give me a valid reason of how you are helping out.
I'm going to run the flare ignition across the top of all 3 of my current flares that I have on my waist, and try and just make a exponentially brighter, more focused light emanating from me to distract it from the hit.
Okay.
It will burn all 3 of my current.
Do this with a +1.
Okay. Oh, that's a 0. +1. Plus. Numlock was on. 9.
Let's go.
Help out. Grants them +1 to their roll, but you also expose yourself to trouble or danger. So, first.
Say lighting 3.
Makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense. You have re-gotten its attention, Enlil. What would you like your extra effect to be?
As much as I want to say all impending dangers now focus on me, I think that's not in the cards on this one. So,
Yes, I will say that is off the table.
looking at this. Well, these are very tough choices. I'm gonna go with my gut and say inflict harm on the enemy.
Alrighty.
I think it can't take many more of my slashes.
You feel another as you protect Wallace, you take another swing down at it as it goes to take sort of a side swipe at Wallace, and you swing your sword at the blade and deflect it. In doing that, you get a cut on the back of your what is your dominant hand?
Right hand.
Right hand. You get a 0 harm cut on the back of your right hand. It is at this moment that you feel the first laceration on your left palm shatter, and you take 1 harm.
Oh no, Enlo.
Not unstable yet.
With that, as you deflect it and you get your clean swing in, you manage to deal another significant amount of harm as this thing screams and backpedals away from Wallace and you, and redirects
Towards
its
the bright
attention
light?
towards the sun. Yes. Noah, it is now coming at you again.
Oh, good.
And this time, full force.
Yeah. I'm gonna try. Is there a way I can, like, try and dodge out of the way? Like, act under pressure, or... Yeah, I feel like that's the only one that would really make sense. To basically, like, I'm going to get hit. There's not a whole lot I can do, and I'm trying to stay up at this point and keep the flares up.
I will definitely let you act under pressure to sort of jump out of the way as this thing is hurtling at you. However, take that -1.
So that -1, yeah. Well,
Oh my
No way.
The 12 with it.
553 -1.
You successfully leap out of the way, just full on Dark Souls dodge roll out of the way as this thing barrels over you and skids across the wall. And it pushes off the wall, and it is now sort of in front of you. You have managed to avoid the initial damage, but this thing is still
bearing down
on you. Yes.
Yeah. All right.
New round of actions.
I need to kick some ass as soon as possible.
Yeah.
All right. Go kick some ass.
I don't think I don't think my running bonus counts for this.
Yeah, it's not that far away from you. It's not too terribly far. Oh,
Another
but what if
9.
it did
Could I-
work?
Could I try to help out on this one?
Yes, you could.
Okay. I imagine since our resident star is already quite bright, would flashing a flashlight at it still like cause it to stagger if I flash it in its eyes, or
Probably
would it
not.
Okay, then I am going to try to let's see. Try to trip it up by shooting at it. Not necessarily to try to hit it, but at least distract it. As Enlil tries to go for her swing.
Okay.
I've thought of something that Noah would have done with his other hold one for one with the plan.
Oh, do you want to
Could he have coated his baseball bat in tar to try and light it on fire during the fight?
Sure.
Just to make
Yeah,
light.
if you want to use that hold one.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. Should I still roll help out then, or?
I was trying to think of
yes.
something else that
Okay.
would provide light that he could have done to, like, prep.
Today's not a good day for rules.
Would you like to use luck?
I'm fine.
Look at that keeper trying to bait luck.
This is
Knocks my
fine.
roll to an 8, right? Which is still a mixed success.
No, it doesn't do anything. Help out doesn't say it has a negative effect, but now Miss can do something.
It's true. I can do something. Let's solve the Enlil situation first. You run up to this thing, and take another swing at it, and it sort of dives next to you and goes to try and get a cut on your like ankles. Take 1 harm.
I did hit it, right?
Yes, you did. It is looking very not good right now.
So am I.
Yeah.
That's unstable.
With that, it also dives back. As it goes past Enlil, it goes towards what was shooting at it.
Hi,
And-
it's me.
Goes to attack Wallace.
Hey, bestie.
Noah, what would you like to do?
I'm going to light my bat on fire and try and hit it.
All right, roll kick some ass.
Yep. Here we go. Ten.
God bless.
Pick your extra effect.
God, I've never got a 10 on kick some ass before. What are these? I'm going to give a +1 going for +1 forward to Enlil.
Okay.
But I'm unstable. Aren't I out of the fight?
No,
Is that how
no,
that
no, no.
works?
That is not how unstable works. Unstable means that essentially if you don't get medical treatment soon, then you are likely to take extra injuries. So essentially if you overexert yourself, I can say take a harm here, take a harm there. So you are currently bloodied right now, definitely, and you know what the cuts in your body do. and you know that you have a few of them left that haven't done anything.
Oh, don't worry. I have a notepad and I'm keeping track.
Yeah, Noah will see that Enlil is the one whose attacks are dealing the most amount of damage to it, and will create an opening for Enlil to get in and fuck it up.
Okay. You take a hefty swing down at one of its like shoulders and knock it completely off balance as it was going for Wallace. New round of actions.
Fuck. It'd be really nice if I had literally anything that could help and will stop bleeding.
Yeah.
I have the biggest temptation to just like search through other playbooks and look for like minor healing spell and just like say, yeah, I leveled up like an hour ago. But that sounds just so far out of character both for Enlil and for me.
Let's
I mean,
see.
Okay,
you
I have-
also, I just want to mention, you do actually have one in your playbook that heals.
Does it heal self?
No, well, lay on hands. You can touch, you can heal an injury or disease when you lay your hands on someone, and I would imagine that you could do this on yourself. Oh, actually, never mind. Based on a line farther down.
Specifically says cannot take it on yourself.
Yeah, never mind.
Okay. So the way these lacerations work, it's they cut and then there's like a delayed like cut that expands further, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I were able to wrap like Enlil's arm in something that would prevent it from expanding, would that be able to like at least temporarily prevent that harm? Or is that not really how it works?
Cauterize the wound.
I like the idea.
Because I have a garrote on me, and since this is not really something I can choke out, I feel like I could try to wrap it around
Use this
Enlil's
tourniquet.
left arm and try to prevent this thing from expanding, at least for now.
Yes, act under pressure.
Okay.
I like this.
With plus sharp.
Come on, come on.
Let's go.
All right.
A mixed success. Man. What would I do here?
I believe I have two harm worth of delayed
Okay.
damage that I have not taken yet.
I would say it's on there, but and it looks like it's your idea is working. You were specifically trying to wrap it around the one that is on her arm.
Yeah, the left arm, because I remember that was one that hadn't popped yet, but is going to.
Yeah, you sort of give her that tourniquet, and you notice that the slit, while it was like starting to swell, it hasn't popped yet, and it probably should have. However, you know that the sort of quick and dirty job that you just did as you sprung off the ground and wrapped it around her arm isn't going to last.
Yeah, I figured.
However, in the temporary, it will do the job.
Okay. Good enough for now.
Um. Yeah. It is a new round of actions, so.
That was. I'm gonna hold off and wait to see if Enlil needs a help out.
Oh, also, you kicked some ass with your bat, right there, Noah?
I did.
Uh,
That was last round, but yeah.
Yeah, that was the last.
Yeah.
The first move of this round was mine.
I didn't have you take harm for that.
No, you didn't.
And I was supposed to.
Yep, you're good.
Take. Take one harm as you sort of trip this thing from behind. It kicks back up at you, and it hits you sort of like right in the gut as you sort of recoil backwards.
Got it.
Enlil.
So Enlil and Noah still have turns this time.
Mm-hmm.
This is bad.
This thing is looking terrible, and it has an opening now, since Noah has sort of tripped it up.
Yep.
Is that implying that I would get a +1 on?
You have a
Yes.
+1 forward.
Yes, you have a plus
Yes.
one forward.
10 or higher.
It
Nice.
is higher. That is a full success.
Keeper,
Yes?
I would like to inflict terrible harm.
Yeah. Get it, ass.
And with that, Enlil, you bring your blade down in this flashing arc that manages to cut right along the back of this thing and essentially split it in two. And it collapses onto the floor and starts to sort of evaporate into these bluish green, sort of teal sparks. You then feel the tourniquet loosen, as well as the other laceration that was on your the back of your right hand split, and you take 2 harm. Noah, you as well take a harm from the cut in your leg.
I believe that puts me into unstable.
Oh my goodness.
And that should be 6 harm for me. Calculated.
Well, that sucked,
Oh, that was miserable.
but all according to plan.
More or
At which
less.
point, Enlil calmly sheathes her sword and then takes it off her waist and sort of kneels down like a walking stick and just lays on the floor. Just holds sword across chest, just laying on floor.
Oh, you good over there?
No more exertion. I need treatment.
Yes, you see blood coming from Enlil's leg, both her hands, and her arm.
Okay. Is there anything? I checked my tablet. Do we have reception?
Yes.
Probably not. Yes. Oh, yes.
You now do.
Great. I'm gonna call Middle Tower and say we need an evac now. Critical condition. Help.
Oh. Can't. Oh, actually, you call. Candace picks up. Hello. Middle tower. Is this Noah?
Candace, this is Noah. We are in the southeast border of Night Knot, between the border of Night Knot and the Ivy Burrow, and we need immediate medical attention and pickup, and Lil is critical.
Okay, we can get Jackie down there as soon as possible. Um,
We'll try and get her above ground.
yes.
Thank you.
Of course. And she doesn't even hang up. You just hear the phone hit the table, and you hear her start calling for Jackie. You guys, Noah and Wallace, you guys have to figure out something that the two of you can do to at least,
I'm
help
going.
and a little
let's
bit.
see. Where is the nearest sewer grate?
Fairly close by. It was the one that Wallace had to come down to get to here.
All right. I am going to. And what is directly above us right now? Is it just neighborhood, or is it?
What is directly above you guys? This would be, sort of the, this would be the edge of, Night Knot and, that sort of little bit of Great Rock there. So, like, around where the main road is,
Colors are weird.
yeah. It's just to the left of the two.
Okay. I'm going to.
So you guys are actually pretty close to Middle Tower right now, to be completely fair. But
I'm going to tell Wallace, see if you can slow the bleeding. I'm going to go see if I can find anything to upside, to see if we can find anything to patch up or carry out. And also flag down Jackie.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Well, okay. I'm gonna take my garrote again, and I'm going to take Wallace's shirt and use that as a sort of makeshift tourniquet thing again to try to put pressure on the wound and stop the bleeding, at least in her leg.
okay, act under pressure. I know those are not the words you want to hear right now.
Maybe I should have stayed.
Mixed
9.
success. Enlil, would you like to help out?
I can help out.
Perhaps even just like moving just a smidgen or helping Wallace. You are trying desperately to stay conscious right now as your blood loss is immense, to say the least.
I often wish Discord could pick up my smallest sighs. You know, this wouldn't be such a bad way to die. Honestly, I feel like I haven't lived that long. Although, I wish I could have enjoyed some more donuts or something. You know, Mr. Sun brought those donuts the other day. Found out I like maple bars.
So calm them down.
I just wish that I could have made more friends. Honestly, that was what I really wanted coming here. I already fought plenty of monsters. I saved plenty of people. I wanted to find other people who do it too.
I would say in this particular situation, this gives Wallace what he needs to sort of get a hold of himself and actually, like, properly bandage you. You start to lose consciousness, Enlil, but before you do, you see Noah and Jackie come sliding down the ladder and running over to you.
This way, she's over here.
Yes, here. And Jackie takes out his medical bag, and you
I set up my road flares to give light. Actually, there should be one set up right around where Enlil is already that we never lit.
It's true. You see Jackie and him start to apply actual treatment to the rest of your wounds. And you lose consciousness. But you wake up what feels to you to be not too long after. And you see in front of you the medical bay and Jackie hard at work at his desk. You are alive.
Am I stable?
Not quite yet, but you are actually, yes. Mark yourself stable.
Stable still 6 harm?
I mean, bring it up to 5. It doesn't matter too particularly
It doesn't
much.
matter too much.
Yeah.
For the sake of...
Yeah.
I just want to see that unstable box go away.
Yeah. Jackie is hard at work at his desk.
And went according to plan.
And
I took the hits, and we took it down.
upon hearing a voice, you hear his pen hit the desk, and he flips his head over, and immediately gets up and comes over. Oh, thank goodness. You're awake. How do you feel?
I feel like I told somebody something important.
Well,
Did I say that sentence correctly?
Close enough. I meant, you know what? Let me just get back to work on this. And you sort of dance on the brink of consciousness, almost like it is a daydream, for the next like few hours, and I want to get a but a smidgen of time alone with Enlil for a second.
Okay.
All right. We'll go up to recording, I guess.
we're, still, we're still in waiting room. Enlil, you have a sort of nightmare as you are in this state of being. You see the groundskeeper, or what has now come to be known as the groundskeeper, the creature that was at the festival, and you see its face in front of you, and its sort of bright green eyes.
Rainbow shimmery,
Mm-hmm.
lacking the normal lively colors.
Mm-hmm. And you see behind it something strange. It looks like a cocoon of sorts, with small flowers and petals falling around it. And you see just the slightest, tiniest hint of a crack form in it. And this is what has you wake up in a cold sweat about a day later than that exchange with Jackie.
I can only imagine it's nighttime.
Yes, there is nobody really around at this time.
There's nobody here.
Well, nobody directly around the medical bay at this exact moment.
I'm not sure what to say. If there's truly nobody present, I can only imagine Enlo would just sink slowly back onto the bed and just quietly sing to herself again.
And with that, I would like you to... actually, I will jump up to recording because I want some time with the two of them while you were sort of unconscious.
Think.
Hello.
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 I am here to spend some time, since I just did a little bit of jumping around with Enlil. I would like to sort of cover the same, or at least the day
The same
of
time
that same
frame.
evening, at least, with the two of you and what you decided to do as Enlil sort of lost consciousness.
Is she still unconscious at this time?
At this time, currently, yes.
Okay.
You guys have... She has been brought back to Middle Tower. She is currently being treated, and she is just... She is breathing.
That's good.
Yes.
That's a start.
She is
I
breathing, and her
imagine-
heart is beating.
I imagine that Noah would use as much effort to conceal the fact that he is also unstable and at 4 harm until Jackie has stabilized Enlil. And
Makes
then kind
sense.
of be like, okay, I'm gonna just lay here now. Eh. Face down on the pillow on the cot.
Makes sense.
All right, she's good. I'm gonna take a nap.
Yeah, should probably get Jackie to look at you as well.
And as you lay down, Jackie comes over after finishing the last sort of things he had to do to keep Enlil alive, and begins his treatment on Noah. It's unfortunate to see the hunters come back like this every time.
Hey, plan worked though.
Execution could have been better. I fumbled the beginning. It did not go too well from there.
It's fine. Everyone has room to grow.
I just wish this moment of growth was not this particular time, but I guess you don't really get to choose such things.
Well, everyone made it out and we got the monster, so I call this a win.
All right, this one's gonna hurt. Do you feel? Okay. Let me finish wrapping this. But yes, Wallace. It, as much as I would love for everybody to come back perfectly fine from every one of these hunts, sometimes some things can't be helped.
Wallace is just gonna kind of silently sit down and look up at the ceiling.
Alrighty. I
Um,
think.
yeah.
Oh.
I think I'm going to spend some time thinking. And as he's walking out to the lobby, sort of mulling over the events of today, I will finally use my singular connect the dots hole and ask, how does this mystery connect to the bigger picture?
You think back to the words of your colleague, Constantine, and you think about how the amount of spirits is rising, and you think about how the monsters sort of spiked up. They suddenly started appearing rather than that sort of gradual rise. You think that there may be two separate issues sort of happening at the same time in Lacrimosa, at least. There's not just one problem. There is multiple. It is simply a matter of figuring out both of them before it is too late. Does this satisfy your curiosities?
Yes.
Excellent.
Although I have many more, but I don't imagine I could get the answers so easily.
Well, if you would have spent some luck, I would have been able to give you some more info.
Can I spend 7 luck right now?
Yes, you have solved the mystery. Congratulations.
Woo! Alright.
Alright,
Yeah, that's all I have then.
I'm going to drag.
These are the kinds of sci-fi dreams always on my mind.
Hello, Enlil.
Huh?
Hello.
How long has that been going on?
I just dragged you up, so. Let's do conclusion stuff. And I'm going to say right up front that I am going to actually give you guys the saved somebody else.
What?
I'm going to give that to you guys because the event that I had planned to like make an opportunity for that, you guys figured out like what this thing was, and
Speed run the hunt.
yeah, you speed ran the first part of it and then fumbled the second half almost completely. But
It's supposed we did kill it very quickly so that it wouldn't have a chance to get
exactly the situation that I was going to put forth later, straight up wasn't able to happen. Therefore, you did save them.
cool.
Yeah, I guess. Like, we accidentally stumbled upon its hunting grounds. Then Wallace hit up his bestie and got the rundown on this ghost, and then we decided, okay, let's go fucking kill it, and then that was the end of the hunt.
I
And
mean,
we did.
you guys figured out you guys rolled ridiculously well on all your information checks.
Yeah.
It was just like, boom, investigate a mystery, just like 14, 13, 12, 10, boom, 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 info. So you guys knew pretty much everything there was to know about the monster.
The plan, listen, we were talking about this. The plan itself was okay. The plan was good. The execution, maybe not so good.
Yeah, it fell apart with the dice, really.
Yeah, we were thinking
I-
like we couldn't really have planned better. It's just the plan was good. The randomness of the dice just was like, nah, here's a wrench.
I honestly blame the 2d6 for giving me min roll like twice.
It's fair.
Okay, so real quick. End of session experience.
Okay.
Did they conclude the current mystery?
Yes.
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 Level up.
Did they save someone from certain death or worse? I already said. I'm giving you guys that
Yes.
one. Because you guys speed ran this hunt. Literally, you
good.
killed it before night, which is
Yeah.
when it would
Record
have
time.
started being stronger. So,
Fucking optimal.
yeah, or would have actually been hunting. So I had no opportunity for somebody to just randomly waltz into the sewers.
Somebody tripped and fell down into the open sewer grate that Enlil and Noah went down and were hunted by the monster.
Oh fuck! From 300 feet behind you.
Did we learn something new and important about the world?
That there
Yes.
are two different occurrences that
Yes.
are giving us problems.
There is spirits as well as monsters,
Mm-hmm.
which they could be
Uprising
related, but I
ghosts.
do not think they are related. I think I have theories, and I will not get into them right now. I
That
don't
is
wanna
for
get
the
into
group
the right
session.
Yeah,
Those theories are for the monthly blog post.
Also true.
I could
That's
put
just-
them there, but I don't want to reveal my hand too much yet.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I will put the relevant stuff. But yeah.
Finally, did we learn something new and important about one of the hunters? I would.
I'd say Enlil's speech at the end.
Yeah,
Yes.
We
Enlil's
learned
speech
that
and then
Enlil likes maple bars.
Enlil's.
I feel like that said a lot more about Enlil than just she likes maple bars.
Yeah, I'd say the speech at the end, and then I guess related to more of Wallace's personal history.
Oh, true, because we got to meet some more of your contacts.
Yes.
We also learned that Noah is uncannily familiar with the sewer system
Also true.
For no reason in particular.
Yeah.
for no reason at all. And he will not be taking questions at this time.
Does that mean Mark II experience?
Yes, Mark II experience.
Let's go. I'm one away from another level.
Let's
Same.
go.
I'm
Almost
2
leveled
away
up
from another
twice.
level. Hooray.
I need this low. I need to get this experience and then one more full level and I can put more planes into motion.
I've hit level 3, guys.
Excellent. Cool. Okay. That does it. Thank y'all for watching so much. I appreciate it. I hope that everybody watching had a good time today with this particularly exciting hunt.
I had fun.
Excellent. Hunters, you did a fantastic job, and I am looking forward to the next session with you guys. Thank you, Wallace, for filling in for this hunt because of circumstances.
Yes,
I guess
and-
this is also a good place to just sort of formally announce that the person playing Steel has decided it is better to exit the campaign for the sake of
Scheduling.
just reasons. I'm not gonna go too far into detail, but there's no harsh feelings or anything like that. It is simply they decided that
Having
it
as
is
much
simply
fun.
yeah, they simply decided that it was not for them. So,
That makes sense.
yep.
Mhm.
Which is fair. And I'm glad that it happened sooner rather than, later.
Yeah.
So cool.